Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This one's about Allantois or Urachus. We'll see the difference and also a part of the development of the urinary bladder. Okay, so starting with what is the Allantois. So during the development of the embryo, we have the bilaminar germ disc, trilaminar germ disc, then there is extraembryonic mesoderm, and then in that mesoderm we'll see formation of the coelom, which divides it into planktopleuric, somatopleuric, but the coelom is incomplete and it stops at a point that leads to the formation of the connecting stalk, which is basically a connection with the placenta and the embryo, or the mother and the fetus. So this allantois is basically like a diverticulum, which before the folding, before the tail fold forms, it extends from the yolk sac into the connecting stalk, a mesoderm. So that is how the allantoic diverticulum is formed. And then what happens is folding. The tail fold is formed. So this is how it ends up being like it extends from the gut, or specifically the hind gut, into the connecting stalk. So that's basically all for what is allantois. So before formation of the tail fold, small endodermal diverticulum from the yolk sac grows into the mesoderm of the connecting stalk. After formation, part of it is absorbed into the hindgut. So this I failed to mention. A part of it is absorbed into the hindgut, and it passes from the ventral side of the hindgut into the connecting stalk. Ventral side of the hindgut to the connecting stalk. And we'll consider about urinary bladder. I will tell what role it has to play in the urinary bladder also. So here we discussed this in the previous in the kidney video also. So the part of the gut which is come after the allantois or distal to the allantois, we call it the cloaca or the cloaca. Okay, so imagine this is your cloaca. You could say lateral view. So ventrally and dorsally is divided by a septum, urorectal septum. So we get two parts. One will be our primitive urogenital sinus, okay, and other will be our primitive rectum. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss about this. So this is the view of your primitive urogenital sinus. Okay, and again it's divided into vesicourethral canal and the definitive urogenital sinus, and then basically where they meet is where the mesonephric duct comes from, all of that. But what I want to focus on is the vesicourethral canal basically forms a urinary bladder along with the proximal part of the allantois. The proximal dilated part of the allantois and the vesicourethral canal together form the urinary bladder. Okay, so that is all allantois does, and then the rest of it is supposed to involute or obliterate and form the adult remnant called as a urachus. That's all for normal embryology of that. Okay, so the rest of the development of urinary bladder in the next video will be discussing. So now talking about urachus. So this we already discussed. Allantois forms yolk sac, extends of the cloaca, remnant is called the urachus, between the fetal bladder and the umbilicus, right? So failure of the urachus to involute can lead to anomalies, infection, and adenocarcinomas if not treated. So what exactly is the remnant of urachus is the median umbilical ligament. Why am I stressing on this? Because when we do fetal circulation, you might have already done, there are various arteries and veins, umbilical arteries and umbilical veins, which also obliterate and exist in the adult body as remnants. They form the medial or lateral umbilical folds, because obviously there are two in number, one on each side or two on each side. They are in a pair or multiple pairs. But this urachus, we only have one allantois, one urachus. So there is only one remnant. That's why it's the median umbilical ligament. Apart from its location being median, also a fun way to remember is there's only one urachus, so it will obviously be median umbilical ligament. Okay, so that when it gets surrounded by a peritoneum, we will call it the median umbilical fold. So obliterated urachus represented by the median umbilical ligament after birth, covered by median umbilical fold. So now we go into the abnormalities like we did in the vital intestinal duct. Either the whole thing can be patent or a part of it can be patent. Cyst can be formed. So let's go into that very quickly. We'll be done with it. So patent urachus, that means the whole thing is open or not obliterated. So what will happen? Urine from the bladder will come out through the umbilicus. So urine discharge from umbilicus. In patent VID, we saw meconium discharge, or you can say fecal matter discharge. That's why it was called the fecal fistula. Here we see urinary discharge. So if you have ever seen urine or meconium discharge in a newly born baby, you'd probably be able to differentiate what the problem is, whether it's the urachus or the VID. Urachal cells, that means a part of it is remnant. So here there's a fluid filled cavity lined with uroepithelium. It means the same lining of the bladder, and it can become infected. It can be a painful mass, or any possibilities there, but the only thing to remember is urachal cyst, fluid filled cavity lined with uroepithelium. Now the last is only slight failure close to the bladder, so then it looks like the outpouching of the bladder. Okay, so that is the vesico-urachal diverticulum. Vesico means bladder, urachal. So vesico-urachal diverticulum, outpouching on the bladder, slight failure of the urachus to obliterate. So I just wanted to make this video because Allantois is like not discussed at all. It's just like a name we know about. So now I hope it's clear, and the rest of the development of urinary bladder I'll do it in the next video. And that's all for this one. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.